Unemployment in Nigeria has become more than just statistics. It's a national emergency. Each year, our universities release thousands of graduates into a labor market that is already stretched with job seekers, many of whom have been searching for years without success. And the numbers continue to climb. And for many young Nigerians, the promise of education is no longer a guarantee of opportunity. As the crisis deepens, the question on everyone's mind is clear. What must be done to reverse this trend? Today, we sit down with the Director General of the National Directorate of Employment, Silas Agara, to confront this reality and understand what the future holds. Good day, sir, and thank you for being our guest on the program Newsnight.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to have you here, sir.
Always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Now, I would like you to do us the honor. Your agency, can you let us know about the National Directorate of Employment?
Yes, thank you very much. The National Directorate of Employment, as the name connotes, is basically to provide job opportunities, create job opportunities for young Nigerians that are unemployed out there by sufficiently equipping them with the necessary knowledge that they can be self-sufficient, self-sustaining, and add value to the country. And again, to have a database of unemployed Nigerians that are out there and keep adequate records and maintain a database of all these unemployed persons.
Okay, so you, if I get you right, please, what you do is then check the market, what skills are needed, and then you try and help youths to get that.
Perfect. Check the market, but depending is you have to do a need assessment of the market. Again, for instance, what skills is doing well in Nasarawa State might not necessarily be doing well in Lagos State. And so you have to do the needs assessment of the skill by skill basis and the states you're relating with. If I go to Kano today, of course, what is obtainable in Kano, you know definitely. It's not the same as what I will do in Bayelsa. Bayelsa is a riverine area, a coastal area, and their needs are quite different from what you have in Kano. So we do need assessment, and we tailored our program towards the need assessment we've been able to conduct a state-by-state basis.
Okay, so I would come back. I like that interest because it means you have your pulse on the situation in the country when it comes to the needs of young people or the needs of the job market.
Yeah.
But I like what you said about keeping a database. So how do you go about getting the figures and understanding what's needed?
Very, very correct. Take, for instance, now, let me give you the current database that we've been able to garner for this year, for just 2 weeks. One, we have job centers in all the 36 states of the Federation and FCT making 37. We have job centers, and we have staff manning those job centers. And what we expect from unemployed persons is to walk to our job centers and get themselves registered in the job centers. So when we have programs to do, if we want to run a program within a space of 1 week, we can just fall back to our job centers, and we have an already made database. We have database already from our job centers in all the 36 states. And we can just fetch from us a database and invite the young persons to come in out for program. But again, based on certain need assessment, we might not fall back to that old database. We might decide to generate a new database. Now we're running a program of the Renew Hope Employment Initiative, the second phase, which the portal was open for 2 weeks. And the first day we opened the portal, we got about over 16,000 Nigerians that are registered that want to be trained. And the portal is to run for 2 weeks. And within 2 weeks, we were able to get over 400,000 Nigerians that have registered. Now, that is the current database we have for just 2 weeks that we got in the month of, towards the third week of July, and the second week, and the first week of August. And we will now build that to our already existing database that will have already in our system. And it gives us the numbers of unemployed persons that will have. But again, that might not be very accurate, because there's the possibility, which is very, very, very high, that for last year, those that we have in our database, there's probably they must have been engaged elsewhere. So we need to update the database. There's the possibility that even within the last 2 weeks of those that we had in our database, the over 400,000 that registered, there's the possibility that one or two might have been engaged elsewhere. Now, even from the 400,000 we have on our database, or for the 2 weeks that we opened the portal, we give a window of their annual, what is their annual income for a year. For those that are unemployed, it's possible they are doing some menial jobs elsewhere that is not sustaining.
Underemployed. They want to.
They want to scale up. Now, if we get that take home that they have for a year, it tells us that yes, this is unemployed, this is not doing well, and this is above average. And so we're able to again edit for those that there are some that are have something doing, and they are earning something better than those civil servants we have in the system. But again, they are not comfortable with what they are earning, and they want to scale up. So going through those kind of data, we know that, look, this should be edited from the database, because already it's above the average threshold that you could say one is not engaged. So the database is not static. It's something that keeps fluctuating. Depending on the variables.
When you mentioned the database, I assumed it was something like through your agency, we can have the number of unemployed we have in the country.
It's too fluid to say that. Yes, we have. Yes, we don't. But yes, we have. But like I said,
not us.
It's not that accurate.
Point. Now, let me take you to the point you made as regards you have, I've forgotten what you call them, centers.
Yeah, job centers.
Job centers. Yes. Where they located in the capitals, or?
Yes, they are located in NDE. NDE has offices in all the 36 states of the Federation, including FCT. And they are located in all our job centers are warehoused in the NDE office.
Okay. Okay, so you need people to get there.
Yeah. Take for instance here in FCT, we have a job center in our head office here, and we have one in the FCT office. Our FCT office is in Buhari. We have one in FCT office. We have one here, and you go to all the 36 states. We have offices in all the state capital, and we have job centers there. Now, we have what we call liaison officers, one per local government. In all the local government of the Federation, we have liaison officers. And those liaison officers are our focal persons in all the local government. They report to the state offices. So we have a structure that cascades to the local government level, where we get feedback back to the headquarters.
Okay, you mentioned the issue of training, and I would like to understand what sort of trainings do you do?
Yeah, we carry out lots of trainings. We have 4 program departments that basically those departments are geared towards training. We have vocational departments, and they do all sorts of vocational jobs. Training. We'll have the small enterprises department that basically focus on entrepreneurship for women, and we again take them through the entrepreneurship skills in terms of other skills that are more related to what women prefer doing. fashion and design, and hairdressing. But again, now it's not just an exclusive of women now. You have fashion that is open to all. You have men that are good. You have men that are into hairdressing too. And you have the traditional native wares of hair that we train them in doing. We have cream making and soap making. These are entrepreneurship that we have in those kind of departments. We have, again, a department that looks at environmental issues and look at other, in terms of the Paris Plaza, that's the POP, design, landscaping, construction work in terms of asphalting, drainages, and we have lots of those kind of environmental in those days that we train them in those areas. And again, we have that is special public works. We have, again, a department that focuses on the agricultural related issues, the value chain along the agricultural chain. So that basically more of rural issues to curb the rural-urban migration, because most of our young men today like moving to the urban areas, and the women are left at home to fend and to cater for the family. So we have a program, a department that focuses on that, so that we can reduce the pressure on those that are in our rural areas and to discourage rural-urban migration. So we have a lot of, for this year, we are looking at, for this year, our training is focused on 30 different set skills that we're looking at. We are equally engaging young ones, young graduates in rural communities to go back to school and teach our young ones, prepare them for NECO, SSC, JAM exams. So we pay them and send them to community schools to mentor young ones.
So you do provide some sort of employment.
Yeah.
With more of training.
Might not,
but once,
like
from what you're saying, you pay people to...
Yeah, for that is a temporary stopgap.
Yes, okay.
A temporary stopgap where we because the young ones that have graduated and they are good in good in that field. We just believe that most of our community schools are laid back, and the manpower is not enough in those community schools.
They lose the teachers and all. They will just
so we engage these young graduates and send them to those communities, and we pay them for the next 6-7 months. And again, so that we have like this year we have 30 different set skills we're doing. We have plumbing. We are getting the young ones into plumbing work. We're getting the young ones into welding and fabrication. We're training in those areas. Fashion and design and landscaping, all that related, different set of skills that we are embarking on this year. Last year, we did about 35 different set skills last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were speaking about the, what did you call it? The Renewed Hope Job Program.
Yeah.
Can you tell us, you said you finished with phase 1?
Yeah, we did phase 1 last year.
Okay.
We launched phase 1 last year when I assumed office. We launched a program to engage about 93,000 youth in the phase 1 aspect of the project. And in that project, we were able to graduate those that we trained. We graduated them this year, first quarter of this year. And not all were resettled because depending on the budgetary provision, we try to resettle few of those that we train, and the rest will introduce them to financial institutions. We had an understanding with the Development Bank of Nigeria, and so those that were not able to resettle were we gave their names and their names to Development Bank of Nigeria to reach out to them. And that they are working on. We have good news that hopefully they will get in touch with them very soon. Out of that 93,000, we're able to, like I said, settle about 12,000 plus, and the rest, development bank will help us reach out to them. This year we're doing 41,000 this year. Not this year, this quarter. Rather, we're doing 41,000 this quarter. Out of that, we'll be resettling about over 14,000, and the rest will introduce them to other financial institutions. That is the second phase of the program. The first phase was last year, which rounded up the first part of this year. And the second phase just started. We opened a portal just for transparency so that all Nigerians will have access to the portal.
What does the program, how long is it going to take?
It's going to last, when we launch, there's going to be a 3-month program, 3-month intensive training program. For the next 3 months, they'll be engaged, depending on the set skill that they have indicated their interest to participate, because it's open. It's you pick the area that you want to be trained. If you want to be trained, if you want to be a plumber, if you want to go into electrical works, if you want to go into medicine and animal production, poultry, goat herding, and other things, all are part of the program that we are doing for this quarter. And so it's open to the area they want to be trained is open. It's open to them. At the end, some of them will be resettled with a startup funds, which is a loan. A startup funds that will be made available to some of the beneficiaries.
Okay, where will the training take place?
It will take place in all the 36 states of the Federation, across and in some states. There are a lot of centers in most of the states that will be, because once you open the portal and you pick a particular program, it tells you where the training will take place in that state. So you already know where you'll be trained.
Well, you and I take, I understand from your background, you have been an entrepreneur. So you appreciate the issue of the job market and all. How do you think we are right now when it comes to the issue of getting personnel, the right human resource for jobs?
Yes, it's a very. I wouldn't want to dive much, not to offend some interest, but unfortunately, most of our institutions today, you have just very few entrepreneurship programs in most of our institutions today, and so it's not a good thing for our youth that at the end of that academic session, at the end of their program in the university, they don't have that foundation of entrepreneurship. Most of them get to know about entrepreneurship or get the foundation during their service year. Because during their service year, we reach out to most of these young ones in their camps to give them the basics, which is, again, not enough. Because service year orientation program lasts for just 3 weeks rather.
3 weeks.
And within those 3 weeks, probably the entrepreneurship session might just be for less than a week. So you agree that it's not enough. So most of the tertiary institutions we need to again look at our curriculum and see how we can recalibrate it in such a way that entrepreneurship will be a core issue in our educational system, and that will give our young ones opportunity to want to go left or go right when they graduate. But as it is right now, we don't have that foundation. It's not too good for our young ones, and it's the whole issues that need to be looked into so that we can restructure it. Just last 2 weeks, I got a letter from the Vice Chancellor of one of the universities in North Central State requesting NDE to come and have a session with our final year students before they graduate. And it's going to be for part of the semester, so that our officials will relate with their students. And I was so thrilled about it, and I had to quickly approve at our own expense, rather, because I just felt, look, we should support the system. If we're talking about recalibrating our curriculum, and here's one or two universities coming along to ask for our support, we quickly did that. We had an MOU with some of the polytechnics, one in Oyo State. We're having one in Kwara State, one of the federal polytechnics, where we have freely going to partnership by allowing them to use part of our facilities, and our personnel will be on ground to help to educate the student in entrepreneurship session. And our facilities will be made available to those institutions, so it will enhance entrepreneurship. We have facilities all over the state, and we'll be too glad to be part of the system. In terms of recalibrating the curriculum, we'll be too glad to be part of it so that we can enhance the quality of our graduates from the university.
There are those who say that, just as you pointed out, that outside even the issue of our curriculum not including the issue of entrepreneurship, that even a lot of our graduates come out with no visible skill that they can do, and it looks like that's where you are trying to address. But how are you working with other? Because this you mentioned just now, some institution. I don't know. Do you partner with other agencies, government offices, in a bid to see how we can spread this?
Yes, more? We are partnering. We have an understanding, which is still in the progress with MBTI.
Okay.
National Board for Technical. So we are working with them. We are working with. We are discussing with the ETF Educational Trust Fund to see what we can do to address that gap. You see, the fact that one is a graduate does not mean that it's employable until you have certain values added to you. Those skills value added to you makes you employable. And you can be a graduate fresh from the university, from the polytechnic. Of course, the jobs might not be available because you don't have the skills, the other skills that will be an added advantage to you today. Gone were those days when, while you are in your final year, you have blue chips company coming to seek your consent that you should work for them. Now we have how many universities do you have? How many streams of NYSC program do you have in the country? We have over 5 streams in a year. And that is telling you the explosion in the market. So you have a lot of graduates coming out of the system. And not all could be absorbed by the companies who have. Certainly, some really need to have added advantage of skills that will make them fit into the system. And as a graduate, if you have skills, the chances of you even going to seek for government jobs, it's better you're on your own and you become an entrepreneur and you engage others to work with you. I've seen a lot of young men out there. I was in a program some few weeks back in Lagos, organized by Development Bank of Nigeria in a Continental Hotel. And I was quite thrilled with the young men I saw there that are doing very well, and they are choosing area of endeavor. Some are using technology. Has given us a lot of advantages that we can take advantage of, and that is what we are doing here in NDE. We are leveraging on technology to add value to our youth out there. Take for instance, our portal system is completely run through that. And again, we are training a lot of, last year, we trained over 21,000 in different digital skills last year. This year, we're training most of them in digital skills this year. And so we need to, again, shift our attention to those areas, because that is one area that at the end of the program, they find it more convenient to go solo and begin to earn some some funds for themselves.
I would like us to continue along the line we were talking, which had to do with the use of technology. And I was just about to ask, so it was nice to hear you say there's some level of training you do to bring in the issue of technology. Another place I know a lot of people feel that we need people to go into is the issue of agric. I don't know if that's something, I know you mentioned that that's one of your training stream, but is that something that you have a lot of people showing interest in?
Yes, that is, again, is one area that we do a lot of programs. As we speak, we have over 100 agric centers nationwide. But just about, we have about 120, but just about 87 are functional agric centers, and they are all in the communities, and they are not located in the urban, they are all in the communities. And so we do a lot of agric program. We do poultry, we do goat herding, where we again train them on the modern way of rearing goats, and start them up with get them capital to buy male and female goats to start their production. And in terms of milk production, we again take them through how to again, and storage, because all these have to do with storage. Mm-hmm. So this is another area that we train them in storage. We train them in modern agricultural farming, maize production, yam and other things that we take them through cultural production. So we have farm centers again, where we practicalize all these vegetables. All these are areas that we provide training for them and give them seed capital to start. And that seed capital, like I said, is a loan. It's refundable at a single digit because it's supposed to be a revolving fund, so others too can benefit from. So we do a lot in that value chain of agriculture, and we have officers. We have a whole department in all the 36 states of the federation that focus on those aspects.
You know, from your position, I'm sure there are a lot of things you see that you'll be able to tell. I don't know, which part do you think, from the data of those who register, which part do you think, would you say young people are, would I say, moving towards more?
More of digital.
Okay.
More of digital skills.
That's what they're trying.
More of digital skills. Okay. And unfortunately, we might not have the capacity to accommodate all the requests. Okay. But more of digital skills. And more of digital skills, then again, agri-related skills. Okay. But you find most of our women in the rural area prefer going to the agri-related program. And for me, that is encouraging. Like I said earlier, our young men move into the urban centers in search of a white-collar job. And some of them are married, some of them are single. Some of those that are single have parents at home, aged parents at home. Those that are married have wives and kids at home. And they bear the brunt of the absence of the head of the family or the breadwinner of the family. And so we might not be able to fill in the gap completely, but we'll try to fill in some space there.
Do you have any way of telling how most of the people who graduate from your trainings, how it's impacted their lives, or is there a monitoring scheme you see to follow up on?
Yes, we have all our offices. We try to reach out. Mm-hmm. We follow up. We have a mentorship program. We follow up, and again we provide that exposure for them where they are doing very well. We try to expose them. Take, for instance, if we are going to Kaduna for the Kaduna Trade Fair, we have a stand for NDE. Okay. And we invite all our trainees that are doing well. We provide them these stands, and they come with their product. showcase their product, what they are doing, and we go there to introduce them to other investors that will need their services. And those that need to reach out to NAFDAC for certain certification or approval, we again intercede on their behalf with those relevant agencies of government. Not only we have our own fairs that we organize. We're having one hopefully before the end of this year, where we invite all those that we have been able to train. They come at our own cost,
Okay.
Not even at their cost, at our own cost. So we give them that exposure. And again, our field officers reach out to them where they're having challenges in terms of capital. And we tried, like I said earlier, we'll have some MOUs with some financial institutions. So we try to introduce them to those financial institutions for startup, for support. And those that need to scale up their program, their businesses, will have a provision for that, for them to scale up. Either scale up in terms of funding, scale up in terms of additional knowledge. And so we try to provide those two needed areas for them to support them. So we have a mentorship program that reach out to those that we have trained in the past and know what challenges they are going through, where we can address, what we can address, we address internally. What we need to introduce them to other agencies, we do that.
I like the fact that you said you have a lot of training facilities and all. Is there any way private organizations can partner with you people?
A lot of private organizations partner with us.
Okay.
A lot of organizations that are private that have sufficient skill centers out there. We make use of their facilities because it's not a one-man show in this business. It's not a one-man show. Take for instance in Kaduna and Sokoto. The skill center we'll be using this year in Sokoto. We have our own skill center, but the one we'll be using this year in Sokoto is far equipped than what we have. And there's no shame in it. And so we'll have to collaborate with those private organizations so that they can help train our youth. Not just in Sokoto. In other parts of the country, we have skill centers that are owned by private organizations. And we partner with them to train. And we pay for it. So it's not a free lunch for us. We pay for it. And it has been helping because without that kind of partnership, there's no way to get the numbers that we're talking about today. The numbers we trained last year in digital, over 20,000, were solely financed by private organizations that we trained last year in digital. And so we have that kind of collaboration. They come in and we work out the details with them and they tell us, look, if this is the cost implication, we can do this number, we can do this number. Even this year, we're having that same collaboration with some of the agents, private organizations, in terms of digital skill training. And they are those that went through those training with those private organizations tend to be doing very good. So I'm happy with the collaboration because it's taking us places. We cannot do it alone as NDE. So we need to reach out to others.
The training took place, that 20,000 was for people across the country?
Yeah, for digital.
Yes.
Only for digital.
Yes.
Yeah, it was nationwide.
Okay.
It was done in various
states.
Various states of the Federation.
Okay. I would like to understand from your perspective, what would you say we can do more? Because I think if you mentioned, just as you yourself mentioned at the beginning, when you hear employment, every family will want to do something. I understand this is one way we're doing it. Which other way do you think we can go around to address what must be to you also a pressing problem?
Yeah, one is, like I said, we must rejig our curriculum so that we can get it right from the foundation. At the end of one going through the university or the polytechnic, he comes out with a lot of options available to him. Two, we need to, again, look at, update our training centers because, like these skills are evolving. Take, for instance, the system you're using today, the Android system you're using today, was not the one you used 2 years back.
True.
So things are changing. And we have a lot of apps coming in now that you need to, again, refresh and update. So we need to update our training centers so that, again, is encouraging because for a young man coming out of the university or the polytechnic and go to a training center that is not properly equipped, it can be demoralizing. And once he enters a training center that is well equipped, that again is encouraging. You find him taking the program very serious. So we need to have updated training centers in all states of the federation. And again, you have updated training center with good capacity. Because if you have the capacity, today this country is over 200 million.
Yes.
And close to about 120 million are 70 million or so they are made up of young people. And that means, and I just told you the numbers of graduates we have, the streams we have coming up from the university on a yearly basis. We have not factored in those that are doing NDE programs in the polytechnic. We have not factored in NCE programs. We have not factored in medical students from the School of Nursing, School of Health that are graduating. And so when you take the entire gamut of the system, you know that there's an explosion out there.
There is.
So the only way we can accommodate it is right from the university, right from the polytechnic, we have a good training centers there that will address this problem. And right coming out of it, you have lots of agencies doing skill program. So, but the centers are not properly equipped. We need to have updated centers with hostel facilities that can quarter these trainees. At the end, you know that, yes, having gone through a 3-month program, a 6-month program, you know that one is sufficiently equipped to face the challenges ahead. So, for me, these are areas that I believe that if we rejig it, we will get it better.
From your position, what would you say you need more to address to get your own agency outside? Because I think from what you're saying, one of it will be that issue of enlarging or better equipping the centers. But which other challenges are
for me, if you give me 10 million today, 8 million will go into equipping our training centers, because that is the core of the program we have, of where the problem is.
But you have the teachers, you have the instructors, you have those you need to.
No, that we're not lacking.
I'm also interested in understanding how young people get to know about these trainings, because unlike where you might also say these are not paid for. These trainings are not paid for.
Yeah.
They're free.
Yeah, they're free.
Government is giving them trainings. But how do we ensure majority of those that need it get to understand and hear about it?
You'll be surprised that our young ones out there are aware.
Oh.
Take, for instance, the first day we opened our portal, and members of the press were there. And so we invited one of the pressmen to come and key into the system as the first to be registered.
Okay.
And when he registered, before the end of the program, we had over 16,000. 16,000. I was shocked. If I was told, I would say, no, it's unbelievable. But it happened right before me. We had 16,000. The following day, we had over 30,000.
Wow.
So that means they are aware of what we are doing. And most of them are always on net. Most of them are always online, going, looking at what is happening online.
And they share. So if one person hears.
They share. And it's move around them. And when you see, there's, I don't want to laugh about it, but there's the good side, there's the bad side of it.
Okay.
when your program is being clowned by the bad guys in quote out there, you know that
they're doing something good.
You're doing something good, and you're out there, and they won't clown a program that is not doing good. They only clown a program that is doing good. And for them to be every day, we keep getting different portal link coming up. This is NDE, and we keep responding. No, this is not NDE portal. This is our portal. And when you see that the occurrence is much, you know that you're going places, but it comes at a cost, at a negative cost, which we don't like, because there are innocent young men out there that will fall into the trap.
Yes.
Some have been told that, oh, we have access to the NDE boss, provide this, it will be. And that is the negative aspect of the good thing we are doing. But again, it has a negative part of it, which again, we don't find funny, but what do you do? Because it's a space out there that you have certain limitation in controlling the space.
So I have a question here. If you were to talk to Nigerians now who are struggling to find employment or start their own businesses, what advice would you give them? They're done with school or they're into one thing or the advice?
Get a skill. Go and learn a skill. Get an added skill. It enhances your proficiency. It enhances your employability status. It enhances your status out there. Because when things are not doing good with you, you have an option. Once you don't have an option at all, you can only fall back to your certificate. Then it reduces your chances of making it in life or being employed by any agency. You have a lot of people that today I've seen one or two young Nigerians that read medicine in the university and they were working in the banks. Yes, I've seen a lot of people that read they are pharmacists, but they are working elsewhere. So it's because of the mobility and labor.
Yes.
If today I'm a graduate of political science, and through skill addition, I'm able to acquire some technical skills in the public sector work, in the social public sector field, either by way of plumbing, by way of welding and fabrication. I'm able to acquire those kind of technical skills. It gives me an added advantage of being somewhere. We have labor is mobile today. You have a lot of people that have been trained in certain aspects and they end up working out of this country.
True.
For instance, today, while this discussion is ongoing, I have a team today discussing with the government of Kaduna State in terms of opportunities for technical skills out of this country. A lot of state governors have keyed into it. We have people that have been trained either by NDE or by other skill centers, and those skills are needed out of this country. We've written to some state governors already that look, in this country, this and this and these skills are needed, and this is the remuneration attached to those skills. Some are getting close to $1,500. Some are getting close to $2,000 per month. And we wrote to some of the state governors. Benue is sending about 40 persons. Some states are sending 20. Katsina is sending close to about 60 or so numbers to these young men. And they go stay for a year and come back with what they have been able to save. They start a new living. So it's not.
So you identify the skills.
Of course, no. We got those
knowledge.
We got those. Yeah, the knowledge
of that exists.
That it exists, and so we made it available to state governors.
And they now take it up, and
they
it
took
benefits
advantage. It benefits their citizens
and benefits the country.
Benefits the country.
That's a nice one.
It benefits the citizens because there is at the end of it they come back with some capitals to start something doing, to start a new life. You have people who have trained in digital skills. They are here in Abuja, they are here in Nigeria, and working elsewhere, adding value to subsistence out of this country, and they make money from it. With those that we trained last year, some are doing very good in those digital skills, and I'm happy about it.
Okay. Now, as we round up, I would like to know from your point of view, looking down the road from your perspective, in the next few years, what targets is NDE hoping to achieve for the country? What, as you sit now, as you look, what would you like to achieve going forward? That if you had your way, you'd like to see put in place or get the directorate a lot better than where it is today?
Well, I think we've, like I said, for me, we'll be happy. It's not a one-man show. NDE cannot do it alone. We have a lot of tertiary institutions today in this country that we can partner with, or they can even take it up by having this entrepreneurship program in their system. And for us, again, I will be very happy in the near future where our graduates coming out from the tertiary institution, they have a lot of options available to them. You have option A, option B, option. Where you don't have an option, you're just like someone lost in the forest. But where you have options, things work for you. So I want to see a system where our graduates have options. We have our training centers are adequately equipped to give these young Nigerians options. At that point, we can say NDE have achieved something by adding value to the system, because we have a lot of Nigerians today roaming around the street, a lot of graduates. You see, it is out of this desperation of jobs that you find most of our graduates even going back to the university for a second degree program.
That they may not need, or they don't actually want.
They don't, it's because they just realize, oh, I've stayed home for 1-2 years. If I'd come back to the school, by now I'll have acquired a master's degree, because there's no job opportunity available for them, and they don't have additional skills available to them. When we're in the university, you could see during weekends, you find young undergraduates, they come out with their stool and decide to give haircut. And they made some little token from it. Those end up in supporting their academic work for them. So you could see that as young as one is, he had an option in the university. Apart from the academic work, he had other options, and you have an option where a window where you can even earn something little to support your education. So for me, I'll be very happy that we will have a system where at the end of it, you have young Nigerians that have options, either to rely on their certificate or to rely on certain skills that they have acquired during their educational pursuit, or skills they have acquired after graduating and from institutions like NDE or SMIDAN or other agencies of government. So if you have young Nigerians, that the country will be better for all of us. That will end up reducing crime rates in the system. It will end up reducing corruption in the system. There are a lot of negative vices that will go, because unemployment will come down to a very minimal level in the system. Unemployment is a global issue as we speak. It's all over. There's no country that will say they are immune from unemployment. It's a global issue. But we can combat this collectively by looking inward to reduce the level of unemployment in our society. And I believe that NDE is key in doing that. I believe that our tertiary institutions are key. They are the main drivers in doing that.
And if they do it well, if you reduce the pressure on you and the
certainly.
I'd like to thank you very much for the time spent.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. That is our program today. Thanks for being a participant. Do you have questions or reactions? Please reach us on our social media handle, and the email address is there on the screen. And we have some reactions to our last episode with Engineer Uzoma Nwagba, the MD, CEO of the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation. A viewer on YouTube, Oludayo Giwa, wrote, "This is what has directly impacted everyone's life in the Western world. If you take credit advance out of the system, it will collapse and you will see poverty in the Western world. The credit system is the soul of people's life here." Another comment from the handle Foremost Network goes, "Yeah, brilliant idea, but this can only work in an organized society, not in Nigeria." Interesting. Well, I don't know what your view is. Can it work or can't it? Where do you stand? I want to know your position and how it differs from these opinions. Remember, you also have access to our past episodes on our YouTube channel. You can search for News Night on the playlist, scroll through and take your pick. And then we'd like to hear from you. Thanks for being there. Till next time, bye.